Hello, everybody. This is Gary. Today is May 14th, 2020. It is 3:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York. And this is just a quick check-in for my mental health and how I'm dealing with the coronavirus. Um, I personally am doing okay. I haven't made a video in a couple of days because I went to the emergency room for vomiting and dehydration. When I was in the ambulance, they gave me Zofran for nausea intravenously. Then when I got to the hospital, they gave me more Zofran intravenously for nausea and vomiting. They gave me fluids intravenously because I was dehydrated, and then they sent me home and they told me to drink Pedialyte for the dizziness and the dehydration because I needed to balance my electrolytes, which you can't do with plain water. So when I'm dehydrated, I was told to use Pedialyte in the future for rehydration instead of just plain water. Water is fine when you drink it along with the Pedialyte. Um, but anyways, I felt like crap. Haven't made a video in a while, and I just tried to make a video on my camera, uh, but my camera won't record. The only option I had was to go live, so here I am going live. Um, I'd met with my psychiatrist today on the telephone. We didn't change anything. My paranoia is pretty much under control. I'm feeling better physically than I did a couple of days ago. I had insomnia, the vomiting, the dehydration. My paranoia, my delusions, my hallucinations are pretty much at baseline for what's normal for me. Um, I'm always hearing voices. I'm always somewhat paranoid, always somewhat delusional. That's always with me, but it's under control. My behavior is under control. My personal behavior is under control. Um, Me and my psychiatrist didn't change anything. Um, and I know there's a lot of people out there who are going through worse situations than I'm in. I have money, I'm able to pay my bills, I have my medications. I'm trying to get back into a daily schedule like by doing these videos. Um, it's a nice day in Rochester today. It's about, I don't know, 60 degrees out. It's sunny, it's warm, perfect time to take out my bike or go for a walk. In this kind of weather, kind of glad that winter's coming to an end. It was just snowing a few days ago, even though it's May. Um, but the weather's getting nicer. Um, so overall, I'm coping pretty well. Not as isolated as I was before because I'm able to get outside, go for an exercise, ride my bike. Um, like I said, I know there's people out there in a worse situation than I'm in. Um, I keep making videos about something called gang stalking. Um, Gang stalking is when people like the government, the CIA, the FBI, the CIA, the police, the post office, firefighters, ambulance, and private citizens are supposedly um, stalking someone in a massive conspiracy involving hundreds and hundreds of people just to harass one person. While gang stalking is a fantasy, it's a psychotic delusion. It has nothing to do with reality, and people who believe they're gang stalked call themselves targeted individuals, and they need to see a psychiatrist. Not just a therapist, not just a psychologist, although those will help. They need to see a psychiatrist. They need to get on medication. Now, schizophrenia isn't the only disorder that causes paranoia. In my case, it happens to be schizophrenia. I thought I was being gang stalked until I started taking my medications. But there are other disorders that can do the same thing and cause you to think that you're being stalked when you're not. People do get stalked by an ex lover. There are celebrity, maybe a crazed fan stalking them, like with John Lennon or Jodie Foster in the 1980s. Um, People get stalked by ex lovers, they get stalked by ex husbands, ex wives. Um, so stalking happens. But this gang stalking thing is bullshit. That's a psychotic fantasy. My advice, if you think you're being targeted like that for stalking, you really need to see a psychiatrist. Because every time I ask a person who's being gang stalked, what's their proof of the idea that they're being stalked by a large number of people, and they put out videos that have no evidence in them at all. They think it is evidence, and there's nothing in the videos, nothing at all. Just people driving by in their cars or walking by on the sidewalk with no evidence at all that they're being stalked. And now, when I make a video like this, people who think they're being gang stalked are going to start calling me a perp, which is supposedly one of the people doing the stalking, and I'm accused of being a perp and putting out false information to cover up the stalking conspiracy. Magically, my stalkers went away when I started taking my psychiatric meds the way I was supposed to. Gang stalking is bullshit. Like I said, people get gang stalked. Maybe you're getting a divorce. Maybe you have an ex-husband, ex-wife who hired a private investigator to follow you for some reason. Those kind of things happen, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who believe they're organized, being stalked by hundreds of people with no evidence at all that that's what's going on. And like I said, schizophrenia isn't the only disorder that can create paranoia. There's personality disorder, schizoaffective disorder. There's a whole bunch of things that can cause a person to be paranoid and delusional. In my case, it happens to be schizophrenia or schizoaffective, depending on which doctor you talk to. Sometimes there's confusion about diagnosis. Psychiatry, sometimes more art than science. But I met with my psychiatrist today, didn't have to change anything. My medications are okay. Not much really else to talk about. I got sick over the past few days. Haven't made a video in a couple of days because of that. But I don't know what else to talk about. I was trying to record this on my computer, but the file wasn't put into my computer after I stopped the video recording. The video just sort of like disappeared and was never stored onto my computer. And the only option I had was to do this live. So I'm kind of winging it here. One of the other things I mentioned in my video that I was trying to make and my computer wouldn't record was why I don't have any children. And it's exactly because of this coronavirus thing. I'm the only person that I have to take care of. I don't have any children. I don't have any ex-husband or ex-wife or anything like that I have to take care of. It's just me. I never had children because mental illness could be passed on to children. My mother was mentally ill. She died from alcoholism. My sister committed suicide with a shotgun, and I have mental health issues, and I have 9 brothers and sisters. So mental illness tends to run in my family, and I deliberately avoided having children. But I don't know. Now I lost my train of thought. Well, I don't know what else to talk about. Everything is going fine. That's it for now.